All right, fam. We made 3K on a freaking day, bro. On one trade. And one trade specifically. So I'm gonna show you exactly how I took this trade in real time, bro. So let's get started, bro. Let's get started. So let's go from the straight from market open, bro. Straight from market open. And always what I want to do every day, just mark out the pre-market high on both names, on QQQ, SPY, whichever name that we're watching. Pre-market low, then the high of day, then the low of day, right? But SPX doesn't have that. That's why we always watch SPY as well, just in case. As the pre-market levels, we use SPY as pre-market levels instead of SPX, bro, because it doesn't have the pre-market levels. So intraday, I saw that we had an explosive level sitting right here on top. So explosive level is just basically every $50 move to $100 move on SPX. So you should always mark it out. So I'm gonna give you a couple examples right here. So let's say SPX is at like 7,500 one 7,500. That's an explosive level. 7,550. 7,600, right? That's a $100 move. 650. Then 700, right? So those are basically explosive levels, Baba. Explosive levels. So we had one sitting right here on top on SPX. I'm gonna mark it out right here. So intraday, I told everyone that was watching this play towards the downside for puts potentially on SPY, right? So I'm gonna get this as accurate as possible. So mark out the $2 move towards the upside and towards the downside. So we have an explosive level. So 600 plus 2, that's 602, right? And also, oh no, sorry, wait. So this is a $50 mark right here. Sorry. So $50 mark. So what's 50 plus 2? That's 52, right? So we just basically do that. And then also minus $2, 48. 50 minus 2 is 48, right? So we just mark out that explosive level right there. So once it comes like near the $2 zone, let's say it gets into the zone, kind of gets rejected, let's say. Kind of gets rejected. We're going to take that play towards the downside. So SPX's reversal plays, explosive level plays, are just for reversals. So I told everyone in the chat. What did I tell everyone in the chat? Let me see. I told everyone. All right, here, look. Yeah, I'm waiting for the setup on explosive level. You can do SPY. I need momentum to slow down. So I told everyone I need momentum to slow down, obviously, because it's like barely into market open. Like what, like 5 minutes into market open, like 15 minutes into market open when it got into the zone. I'm pretty sure. So we're in the 5-minute time frame right now. I was in the 2-minute because potentially I was still watching plays just in case I want to flip my bias, right? So we could potentially take plays towards the upside. But especially for right now, I was watching this explosive level play towards the downside on SPX. So check it out. So it's just consolidating so far. That's just momentum slowing down right here, right? So I'm telling anyone I'm watching this play towards the downside, right? I'm on the 5-minute time frame. But once I saw some sort of rejection, this is where I saw puts towards the downside. So I entered like nearly, let's say like around this level right here. Once I saw some sort of rejection, all right, check it out. Potentially right here, this is where I saw puts towards the downside. So I entered with a small position size. I told everyone momentum seems a little bit strong. So potentially I'm gonna add 2-3 contracts to the trade, right? And just wait until it gives us an opportunity to add on to the trade. So just adding on to the trade. So let's say you have 3 contracts, right? You want to add on like 5 contracts plus, right? That's just basically adding on. Just if it goes into your favor. If it's consolidating, giving you a nice little entry point, right? So let's say we enter on puts towards the downside right there. After we saw some sort of rejection. It's holding. All right. Right here in this case right here, I already touched that stop loss, right? But SPY I was on SPY. The stop loss on SPY was not triggered yet. I told everyone to hold the bids and ask we're holding. So this is the bids and this is the ask right here. So potentially I was watching also QQQs. You always have to watch QQQs if you're watching SPY and SPX at the same time, right? You gotta make sure they're not in divergence. This strategy is so simple, bro. But honestly, it just takes like learning the price actions, like learning the price action overall. So I told everyone hold because the business we're holding on SPY. And I told everyone, yo, if this candle turns around on QQQs, we could probably see a reclaim off of 750. This is 7550 right here. So as you see, it's reclaiming. And this is potentially where I added onto my trade, right? Once this candle turned red. I saw that out again. And look at this. It tried to do a wick fill. So basically what a wick fill is, because we're going to be using these terms for in the chat, right? So just basically the previous candle and then now the present candle, the present candle tries to reclaim this wick right here, this whole candle. That's the wick fill. You don't want that to happen because that's a stop loss right there, Papa. As you can see, QQQs is pushing below ORB. ORB is just basically one of our indicators right here. Check it out. Right here. This is just like the 15-minute range of market open. So the first 15-minute candle, high and low. So check it out. I told everyone, yo, potentially VWAP could be the profit target, right? And it touched VWAP right there. So I told everyone to take some off, right? So what time is it right here? I told everyone, take some off right now. It's like 7 a.m. Just barely 7 a.m. right here. I told everyone, take some off because they already touched VWAP. On SPY, it touched VWAP. Let me see, go to SPY. No, actually, SPX touched VWAP, sorry. And then the stop loss was break even at that point, right? And we got the trade. It was a super sexy trade, bro. It's not bad at all, right? Not bad at all. It got us paid. Absolutely insane. Yeah. And that's basically it, bro. Just mark out the $50 move to $100 move on SPX and just wait for a reversal because this is a massive zone on SPX. A lot of the times, bro, this is one of my most like powerful strategies, bro. It's so simple and it's so easy to learn. I like keeping trading simple because trading is not supposed to be hard, bro. Honestly. So this just like recaps the trades for today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for another trade, yo. Let's get it.